Should you start a lawn care business in 2025? Or maybe you have a lawn care business and you've been doing it for a few years and you're like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm ready to throw in the towel. I think the first thing that's most important to discuss is what is different about 2025 than in years past. The first thing that stands out to me is kind of just like overall economic conditions and the price of everything. I have noticed a trend that clients, they tend to be more price sensitive. Okay, it means a little more price shopping, and that is a big deal. And I have to mention that before I start discussing, pros and cons. Like the economic climate in 2025, it is very different than it was in years past. Let's talk about first some of the challenges, because I want to end this video on a positive note, while still keeping everything very realistic. The first challenge, and we all know this, is the competition. Okay, now some people say, well, I wouldn't want to be in an industry that didn't have any competition because that means there's no need for that service. But the truth is there are what seems like an endless array of people on Facebook and Craigslist just busting down prices all over the place. I actually got a call yesterday from a guy who was needing plants torn out of his home, and he was wanting a plant design install. And my wife took the phone call. She passed the information on to me. It had been a few hours. I came home, followed up with the phone call, and I returned his phone call and I chatted with him. Said, hey, I just wanted to see if that's something that we can help you with. He said, oh, I actually had somebody swing by the day and they dug it out. I don't know what I'm going to do for plants yet, but I'll keep you in mind for the future. And it just got me thinking, like, how did that happen so quickly? Obviously, he was not contacting a company who just had a crew sitting around. Maybe he did, but what I think happened was I think he went to a local Facebook page and he just found a chuck in a truck who was willing to come by with a shovel and dig plants out for probably 20 bucks an hour, which that is a real challenge that we face in our industry. And people talk about the competition not being a big deal, that I'm just going to be more professional. It's not that easy, guys. That is a real challenge that a lot of lawn care businesses have. You have to take a different approach. The second challenge that I'm seeing is rising costs all across the board, okay? Now, this is not just for equipment. Yes, mowers are getting more expensive to buy. I mean, if you have been shopping for trucks lately, you know how expensive trucks are. All that overhead, and this is assuming you don't even have shop space, all that overhead, like it is a decent investment now to get going with appropriate commercial lawn care equipment. All those costs are rising. That is if you are solo. Now, if you are hoping to bring on employees at some point, the labor rate, guys, like it is going up. That's just is what it is. Like I have people contacting my company all the time looking for a job because their current employer is not paying enough. Employees are kind of in the driver's seat right now. Like that is one of the biggest bottlenecks to our industry. Like I tell people all the time, like if I could clone myself, like if I could duplicate myself, I would be a multi-millionaire. Like there's no question. But there's just only so many really good workers to go around. And the key to like doing well in this industry is like you have to be able to find good people and you have to be willing to pay them really, really well. And that is a big challenge. It's a big constraint because a lot of guys, whenever they're trying to hire somebody, they kind of get sticker shock, whenever they realize what it takes to truly bring on somebody, pay them well enough that they're going to stick around and do a good job. And those costs, unfortunately, get passed right along to the homeowner. And then the homeowner, again, becomes more price sensitive because of the economy, like we talked about. And it's like this vicious cycle. So those challenges, I mean, there's a multitude of others. But if you were asking me right now what the biggest challenge was for 2025, I'm going to say number one is competition, the amount of people who are doing or trying to do this. And then number two would just be prices in general. And these could be your equipment cost, and this could also be your labor cost. Everything is just more expensive, and clients are very sensitive to it right now. So what are the biggest opportunities in 2025? There is still plenty of opportunity in the green industry. The key, and I am certain of this, the key is being able to differentiate yourself from everybody else out there, every other guy and brother pulling a truck and a trailer with some random mower, okay? You have to do things to be able to set yourselves apart. A few of those things could be having a professional look whenever you show up to somebody's property. It could be having your vehicle lettered up. I mean, I know this sounds like very, very basic, but like carrying appropriate insurances and licenses, like all those things, they just kind of start stacking up and then separate you from the rando guy over here. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of clients who are going to just be price shopping and they want the randos. They just want the random people over here who is going to show up, do the job for dirt cheap. But the opportunity that we have and that you'll have is if you are able to separate yourself as a professional company, you're going to attract a different quality client. That really is the key. You've got to separate yourself from all this stuff over here. You want to build your brand as a professional service so you start attracting the right types of clients. The second opportunity that we still have in 2025 is recurring maintenance services, okay? Yes, there are big ticket items with landscaping installs. You know that we do that here at my company. But I can also tell you that the recurring maintenance, the recurring work, the mowing work, the maintenance services, the routine hedge trimming, the mulch installs, all that stuff, it is exceptionally valuable. And that is another opportunity that we have. Again, once you have a client list built up, that is recurring work month after month after month after month. And it is very reassuring to be able to look down throughout the calendar year and realize, hey, 6 months from now, I've got $20,000 worth of mowing on the books for October of 2025. I've got $5,000 worth of mulch installs, and having that stuff lined up, that gives you the confidence where you're not having to constantly sell the next job. But if you're like one of those chucks in a truck who don't have a recurring list of mowing clients set up week after week, you're always just chasing a dollar. And I discussed that in Turf Pros Academy on how important it is to not be chasing a dollar. To build a sustainable business, you have to be building recurring revenue. And I really feel like that is one of the major advantages to lawn care. I know there's a lot of money in like tree work, but a lot of that is one-off services, okay? I know there's a lot of money in landscaping, it's one-off services. I know there's a lot of money in hardscape, one-off services. Like all those things, they're great money makers, but there is a reason that Apple wants you to sign up for subscription-based services. There's a reason that Netflix wants you to pay $10 or $15 a month in subscription. It's recurring revenue, it's predictable, helps cash flow. There's so many benefits to it. And without going down a rabbit hole, that you need to understand that is one of the major advantages that mowing and maintenance services has in 2025 is the predictable recurring nature of the work. So who should start a lawn care business in 2025 and who should not do it? If you are starting a lawn care business just to make a quick buck, like if you think that somebody has had success over here and you're like, I'm just going to jump on that wagon and go for it, I would say think really, really hard before making an investment. Sure, go ahead and dabble into it a little bit, see if it's something that you like. But if you are somebody who's just like, I'm just a grinder, I'm just a hustler, I'm gonna get a side hustle going, man, in my opinion, there's just way easier ways to make money than doing lawn care. Lawn care is dirty work. It's excruciatingly hard work. And if you get into landscaping, it's even harder. So again, there's way easier ways to make money than just having a little grind side hustle. And I would say, if you were to ask me, should I start a lawn care business, and you're telling me that you're just doing it as a little side hustle, I'd say no. I'd say figure out something else to do. Who else should not start a lawn care business? Anybody who does not have the tenacity to stick it out and you are unorganized. Like if you are somebody who is not organized in general, and it's not just lawn care, like you probably shouldn't be owning a business. It's just being unorganized creates chaos all across the board. And I've had some people in Turf Pros Academy, like whenever I start, they do the work great, man. They love it, but they're just so unorganized. It's like, dude, you're literally spinning your wheels. And I want to be completely honest with you guys. Like if you're somebody who's not an organized person, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle not just with lawn care, owning a lawn care business. You're going to struggle in general with any type of business. And I would definitely say if you're not organized, I would think really, really hard about starting up a business. So what kind of person would starting a lawn care business be a good fit for in 2025? First up, I would say, again, you need to be organized. You need to be somebody that can like plan out some work and then follow that plan. So again, I come back to organization. The second thing is you need to be somebody who enjoys hard work, okay? And I'm not just talking about theoretically like I'm going to work hard. No, I'm talking about your hands are in the thick of things, like getting things going. Like you're building this from the ground up. And if you're not somebody who is willing to like work super long days, super hard days, come home whenever you're completely exhausted and think you can't do anything else, and then you have a mountain of estimates and then office work and all this stuff to do, like if you're not somebody who is willing to do that, I would say this is not a good industry to be in. Like you need to be somebody that has some grit, some tenacity, and enjoys physical labor just at the beginning. Like obviously down the road, we can start outsourcing, bringing on employees, delegating tasks. But there is a period, guys. If anybody tells you that you're just going to set up shop and just get everything running without putting any work yourself, like they're lying to you. They're trying to sell you something. They're selling you a pipe dream that's just simply not true. Like anybody I know who has had success in this has started from what? They started from ground zero. And ground zero is 99% of the time is you in the field doing the hard things, coming home, doing the hard things on the weekend, doing the hard things, okay? If you are willing to put in the work and do things differently, you can truly differentiate yourself from your competitors. And if you're willing to do that, 2025 is still a great year to start a lawn care business.